Stick around to the end and I'll tell you guys the story of Bat Pig. It's the most ridiculous thing. Guys, welcome back to the show. Today I'm going to answer a question that is probably the most commonly asked questions I ever run into when it comes to personal finance. Should I save while paying off debt? It's a good question. Typically, people are talking about, should I be saving for an emergency fund while I'm simultaneously paying off debt? So that's the piece I'm going to focus on. And I really go through 3 different things when I'm trying to help somebody make this decision. The first thing I ask them is the gut check. Yeah, the gut check. So we're very intuitive when it comes to our financial life. And a lot of people have a number in mind. I don't know why. Sometimes it's $10,000, sometimes it's $3,000. But usually we have a number in our heads. Typically, for most people, they want 3 to 6 months of living expenses in an oh shit fund or a rainy day fund or an emergency fund or whatever the heck you want to call it, but that's what they're really looking for. So the next question is, how long is it going to take you to get 6 months of living expenses? And then the third question is, how long is it going to take you to pay off your debt? Okay, then we can start going through the decision-making process. A hypothetical example, it's going to take you 6 months to get 6 months worth of living expenses. Say that 5 times fast. Okay, so if it's going to take you 6 months to get 6 months of expenses, then what you have to look at is how long is it going to take you to pay off debt? If it's going to take you less than 2 years to pay off your debt, I don't think you need to prioritize your emergency fund that much. You can get away with a smaller emergency fund. Maybe it's a couple months, maybe it's 3 months, but you don't really need a full-fledged 6 months if it's going to take you less than 2 years to pay off your debt. However, if it's going to take you 5 to 10 years to pay off your debt, you are much better off putting a small emergency fund in place before tackling that debt. And the reason why is because 5 to 10 years without a somewhat decent emergency fund is like putting a big, huge target, a big, huge bullseye on you and asking bad shit to happen. It's bound to happen when you're not prepared. So I always recommend that my clients get at least 6 months of living expenses. So that's kind of the process I go through when I'm helping somebody decide whether or not they should save first for an emergency fund or pay off debt. That's the exact process I go through. Ultimately, it's called personal finance because it's personal. It works for you. Like if you're comfortable with 6 months, do 6 months. If for some reason you're okay with $1,000 and it's going to take you 10 years to pay off your debt, do that. It's your life. You are the driver. No one can tell you how to live your financial life. It's totally what works best for you. So ultimately, go with the gut check, follow your intuition. You're a smart cookie. You'll figure it out. I promise. Okay, one more thing. I have started doing a ton of Facebook Live videos. So I do a video every other day, and honestly, it's scary as heck to me right now. So I'm struggling, I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyways. So if you want to join in on the early stuff of me doing Facebook Live, go check me out on Facebook. It's Whitney Hansen Co. And you'll see some of my videos, which I'm not super proud of yet, but you know what? We all start somewhere. It's scary too. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It means the world and you will be updated on every single new video that comes out. Remember, if you want abnormal results, you've got to do abnormal things. Thanks for watching and I will see you guys next week. Oh, you're probably wondering the story about Bat Pig. No, Bat Pig. It was really cheesy. Bat Pig was created by my little brother when he was in a high school ceramics class. It actually used to be, it's got the bat wing, so it used to be Bat Pig Unicorn, but the unicorn horn broke, so it's no longer. But this thing sits on my kitchen windowsill, and I get some really funny looks when people come over that have never seen this before, so I get a kick out of it. They don't quite know what to think. I think it's a great thing. So that's the story of Bat Pig. Once upon a time, Bat Pig Unicorn. Bye!